diagnosis, then you will see. It's wonderful here.
So first of all, you've been making pirate movies, Western horror movies. Why do you keep changing genres like this?
Okay, it's not intentional. I mean, I think to try to learn, to try to do things you don't know how to do. That's what life's about. Try new things, you know. And as soon as you get comfortable with it, then it's time to move on.
But you did already a horror movie with The Circle.
Yeah, this is different, I think. You know, I think we're trying to. We're just trying something different. I think we're exploring this idea that the narrative itself is a form of illness. You know, that you have this kind of sense of the inevitable. This black spot on your X-ray that can't go away. Dane's character is in denial, but the film itself is sort of, right from the outset, from the letter, from the voice, the lullaby. I think it's, it was important to try to explore kind of illness as a narrative device, as a cancer, pulling the camera down a corridor, pulling the protagonist towards his epiphany. That excited me from the beginning. That was sort of the reason initially to set out and tell this story.
Do you know that the French translation of the title is A Cure for Life? Because originally that's a cure for wellness. What do you think about his translation? I think it's because the French people don't speak very good English, so Cure for Life is more understandable than The Cure for Wellness.
Well, it doesn't have the same meaning to me, but I don't make those decisions. It's like a marketing decision. I don't know. What do you think?
Terrible title.
Terrible title.
Yeah.
The Cure for Life is death.
Yeah, I think
The Cure for Wellness is
the control of life is death.
More
so
ambiguous.
Cure
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
The story is set in Switzerland. Why did you choose to tell the story in Europe in an old-fashioned one, visually speaking?
Well, Justin Heath and I are both big fans of Thomas Mann's The Magic Mountain, and we wanted to kind of, we had sort of imagined a place that is, has a point of view, the character in the movie has been looking down at society for a long, long time, and seen the Industrial Revolution, personal computers and cell phones, and sort of has seen the kind of the contemporary illness, and has a perspective on that, and also the idea of purification, the idea of like for Dane's character that as he approaches this place, his computer stops working and his cell phone doesn't work and his watch stops and he's leaving the boundaries of the waking state and we're entering the kind of dream state. And I think once we enter that world, we get to operate things don't have to make sense in the same way. We can prey upon your motivation to discover. We can put connections together in a way you might dream, as opposed to the way you expect the kind of linear narrative to occur.
I think I saw a character in the movie reading Thomas Mann's book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Very briefly.
The shooting of the movie took place in Switzerland or in Germany?
In Germany.
In Germany.
Yeah, we scouted intensely in Austria, and Prague, and all over Germany, Switzerland. The castle that I really felt right was Hohenzollern Castle, which is near Tübingen, and but the film, you know, that's a place that was constructed from many different. It's a mosaic to create this world, because the interior was then shot at a place called Bielitz, which is outside of Berlin, an old hospital that was in decay. We had to show up with some paint and put in some fresh windows, but and then, you know, we had swimming pools that we had to travel to different provinces to shoot, and so we tried to take advantage of the mobility, you know, to stay on the smaller side with our crew, so that we could go to a variety of places, and it's tough to, you know, to manage the performance, because you walk out of the door, you turn left, and we're going to shoot the next scene in a month, you know, in some other completely different place. So I think that's a challenge, and something Dane and I talk about all the time. It's just how to manage, because he's in every scene, his progression from you know, this sort of asshole. You know, we were intentionally starting a character that's not, you know, immediately likable, and then was I think you empathize with him the more he has doubts.
I remember in the train when the character of Dan talks to the man, is it for business or seriously? Seriously, it's so good.
It's only business for him.
Exactly.
How is it to play an asshole like this?
I mean, it was a really challenging part. You know, I mean, like Gore said, it's kind of rare that you're in almost every single frame of a movie, and in a lot of ways the movie is just following my journey. So it was, you know, I still wanted him to be empathetic, but I think it's helpful that he's not too empathetic, because he goes through a lot, and you don't want to feel too bad for him. You know, you want him to be the kind of guy you want to get a beer with, but you don't mind seeing him get punched in the face. And that was it. You know, like it was like the performances. It was like walking on a tightrope. You know, and Gore and I had a lot of meetings about, you know, when to. People don't want to see a movie where a guy's just freaking out for 2.5 hours, but I legitimately could have been doing that. I mean, there's a lot that happens all the way through. So, yeah. So it was a real challenge, but that's what makes it fun.
You are known to play very complex and dark characters. How do you prepare yourself for those roles and to stay healthy in real life?
Well, it's about. I mean, I'm just really interested in what makes people tick, what drives them forward, and the more complicated the person, the more interesting they are to me. You know, I think you can tell a lot about who a person is by what they do. So a lot of the research just starts to go into, well, what do they do? Like, how does Lockhart spend his days? What's a day at work like for Lockhart? What does that say about him as a person? And the environment of a young person working on Wall Street is incredibly brutal and vicious, and almost like a hazing process, where there's all these young people working around the clock and just at the mercy of their company and their bosses, and they're really sacrificing themselves personally to get ahead in the company. And it's not like they're helping humanity, you know, they're just getting richer and more powerful. And I think that says a lot about who Lockhart is, and that's kind of where the you know, that's where the research at least began.
Okay.
Yeah, he's ripe for the diagnosis.
I have a question about the eels. I was very perturbed by the symbol of the eels everywhere in the bathroom, in the swimming pool. Why eels and not other fishes or another animal?
Well, I think the you know, we're sort of doing several things. One of the things we're doing is we're sharing very personal nightmares, right, with the audience, and you know, I think we're hardwired. The serpent is a, you know, both Freudian and also just from a kind of slithery, visceral response. You know, we don't need to be taught that something slimy moving across the floor is not it's not like a puppy, right? So,
It's a challenge. You can remake the film with puppies if you want.
So yeah, I think it's just and also the idea of like something inside you, something that could start very small and can grow. But the same thing with like you could say about drowning as a nightmare, teeth. I have teeth nightmares. I have, so as you're observing Dane's journey into this place and his. He's like that deer that won't get up, that refuses to lie down. He's the rest of them have sort of accepted the kind of the con of this place, right? That's the idea that you're going to be absolved of your sins because you're not well. You're not responsible because you're not well. I think that the Dane's character doesn't buy it as easily as the rest of them. The sense of like I'm going to hold on to my sickness because it's something to be cherished. I think he's continuing to investigate, and so those we're slipping into a nightmare. I think those things. That's the primary function is because we'd like the film to linger. We'd like to maybe 3 or 4 days after you've seen it, you're still starting to feel the side effects of the cure.
You wrote the story of the movie. Are these your nightmares? The vision you...
yeah, very, very much.
Yeah.
You have to try to find something specific. Because if it's not specific, then I don't think it accesses the same part of your brain.
And how is it on set to direct your nightmares? To face them?
Well, I had a tooth problem during the shoot. I had to go to a German dentist at one point. That was really ironic. And two guys in masks speaking German. I think I still live that one. I think that it's we live and breathe it. The process, the making of the movie is strange. Plus, we didn't, other than the cinematographer Boyan, I didn't know anybody. I went to a strange country, and we people we've never worked with before. We sort of jumped in. That was interesting.
Maybe what's next for both of you? What are you working on now? Like another horror movie or something? I have a few things in development, but I'm kind of not ready to divulge which one's going to be next. Okay.
I'll just be doing a lot of publicity for this, and then for Valerian in the summer, and I'm going to be a father for the first time in the spring.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So, that's my main focus right now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.